times. Hamid on 64. Looking to force off the back foot through the vacant point out to the boundary fielder Mosley for another single. 125 for 2. Notts trail by 133. Let's not forget the game situation, but of course the most significant thing is their target of 300. Mel and I had a pleasant little libation after play last night.
We did. We went to a very nice place that was right next to our hotel and had a real ale. I love Nottingham. I think it's a great place because you can always find a little nook and little pub bar.
Good leave from Clark, ball full and outside off stump.
Any place with students often ends up having some good places at night.
But people stop talking about students to me at the moment. I'm still raw. I'm still raw from my daughter leaving home.
Sorry.
Oh my. During the lunch interval, I just sent her a note saying, "How's studenting?" And she said, "It's great, thanks." She's had 4 hours of lectures today.
Crikey.
Barnard approaches. Again, advancing down the wicket is Clark, and he's just reducing Barnard's options. Plays it out into the offside, picked up by Malik, and there's no run.
I was terrible at university. I did skip a lot of lectures. Always went to the tutorials because it would be noticeable if you went to tutorials. But
What did you study?
I did a BA in communications.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Canberra University. Nation's capital.
Again, Clark waits. This time he doesn't come down the wicket, and it's a bit shorter from Barnard, so he helps himself to a single off the back foot, cutting it out towards the boundary fielder. End of another over. 41 gone. Steady as she goes. Nottinghamshire 126 for 2. Not wanting any slip-ups. We saw earlier when 1 wicket came, 2 came in quick succession. There was a little bit of that during yesterday's play. And Warwickshire are bowling pretty well to their plans without a lot of reward.
I didn't live on campus, so you know. No, first year that I went to university, I actually lived in a nunnery.
There we go.
That's what it was called. Well, that's what we called it.
Was it habit for me?
Obviously not. Yep, it was an ex-convent. As Booth is in, bowls driven nicely, but only as far as mid-off. It was our former convent, and it was run by 3 nuns, because coming from a Catholic family, my parents felt it was a good thing for me to be in the nunnery for my first year at university.
Did they teach you how to make clothes out of curtains?
No, they did not. But I do remember that no boys were allowed. They could come and pick us up, but they weren't allowed on the staircase because the bedrooms were upstairs. No boys on the staircase. In comes Booth, and that one is good. It's shot through low, a little bit of late tail in to the right-handed Clark as well.
Good title for an autobiography, that, Mel. No boys on the staircase.
That is. You'd read that, wouldn't you? You would. Yeah. And the follow-up book, they shinned up the drain pipe.
Yes. Fond memories of Sister Doris patrolling the staircase as Booth bowls full delivery, and it's just punched up to mid-off, shy at the stumps. They get through for the single, though. We're still getting these just little bursts of music in our ear.
Name that tune.
It's bizarre.
Well, it was definitely by Muse. That last one was by Muse, everybody.
Oh, there again.
And now we are bemused.
I think you're right. Whichever of you said, there's a few more people that have come in since lunch.
Yeah, they've heard the word as Booth bowls, slapped away, straight to point, no run.
I know there's a number that made the journey out to Seville to watch Forest last night have sort of said as soon as they get back in the country they'll be heading here. Depending obviously what time their flights get in and whereabouts.
Of course, I think there's probably quite a few people below us as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Or to either side of us, because there are a lot in this stand. Booth bowls full, and that is just drilled by Hamid to mid-off again, no run.
This partnership now worth 70. It's starting to take a very good shape, and Joe Clark's habit of making big runs against the Bears there is a real hint that he's heading in that direction again, isn't there? He's starting to strike the ball with real confidence. That extra cover drive 10 minutes ago, and that was a sign of his intent now.
Booth bowls, just bangs this one in a little bit shorter, and it's defended by Hamid. Straight back to Booth, takes it on the bounce, and that's the end of his 10th over. Figures of 1 for 38. Knots are 127 for 2. So they're making their way towards that 300 mark. Clark is on 33, and Hamid, who really has been magnificent today, currently on 65.
Yeah, Joe Clark's career best came in this fixture 2 years ago when he made 229 not out, as we have also alluded to. He got 2 centuries in that match in 2019 where Dominic Sibley got 200s. This is his 10th match against Warwickshire. Before today, 720 runs at an average of 51.5, 300s and 350s against the Bears. From the far end, it's Michael Booth into bowl and just tickled down the leg side for 4 by Joe Clark. It's very, very difficult for the wicketkeeper, any wicketkeeper, if there's one just tickled away like that. Plenty of pace on it from Ed Barnard, I beg your pardon, and Clark just helped himself to another boundary. 131 for 2. Been going around about half an hour since the lunch break, and Notts have had 31 runs in that time. Just getting on with it now. It's Barnard in once more, and nice looking push into the offside by Clark. A 4 and then a 1 at the start of the over. 132 for 2. It's lovely to hear the number of former county players associated with both sides, and 1 or 2 other players up and down the country who've been following the commentary, getting in touch earlier with Carl Verena and Brett Hutton. 1 or 2 people have messaged me. Luke Fletcher following on, Chris Nash as well. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 more that chosen this as the game of choice to follow this week, as Barnard in again to Hamid, and this is pushed square of the wicket for another single. 133 for 2.
It has to be good for the game for somebody to lower Surrey's colours this year, and that is not an anti-Surrey statement. It's just better for the game. Surrey have set the bar, and it was up to everybody else to try and reach that bar. And yeah, it means that sometimes Surrey have had to work with some difficult pitches away from home where they've been very, very flat, but that'll happen.
Joe Clark has 38, faces Barnard now, pushes this back to him. Former Worcestershire teammates, of course, Ed Barnard and Joe Clark.
And, we're well aware as well that Surrey prepare the oval to very much suit their battery of seam bowlers. Again, that's fair enough, but you can't really then complain about the surfaces you get when you play away from home. And Nottinghamshire have produced that level of consistency that you need to challenge all year. I mean, recent years, it might be Essex have had a good go at it. We've seen Hampshire have a good go at it, particularly when they had a great seam attack of their own.
Clark leaves his crease to defend this next ball. I think the one thing that everybody, I know we've only just got 14 matches for next year, but I think the one thing that still sticks in the throat a little bit is not everybody plays everybody twice. Those that have played Surrey twice, maybe those that have played Nottinghamshire twice, might think they've been on the wrong end of it this year. Notts only played Surrey once, but likewise they've only played Worcestershire once, so I think the idea is that it balances out, but I'm not sure it does, as Barnard in, and again Clark comes down the track, goes through to Davis. 133 for 2.
You only played Surrey once, but it was at the Oval and you beat them.
Yeah.
So, and the point is, people talk about that as if cricket has just changed in the modern game where people don't play each other home and away.
No.
But it never was like that. When I first started watching cricket in the second half of the 70s, there were 24 championship matches and it was 17 counties. So you played everybody 1.5 times. No, you played half the teams twice and half the teams once. It then went down to 22 matches. We then had a phase where it was a mix of 3 and 4 day games. Because it's a longer format, there is always going to be that little bit more room for variety. And still, over a 14-game season, the team that emerges on top should feel like, more often than not, a true county champion. I mean, I think the year that Warwickshire won it under Nick Knight, only won 4 games, but drew an awful lot of games, was a weird one. But within the rules of that season, they got the job done. Taz Ali's going to come back for a second spell, but a couple of overs before lunch, but it's interesting to see them turning to spin relatively early in this afternoon session as they look for a breakthrough. There's only one wicket has gone down to slow bowling so far, but it's a really important one. Liam Patterson-White getting Ed Barnard caught and bowled just before the second new ball, and then the tail disappeared very rapidly. So Taz Ali bowling, and a swing and a miss there from Hamid, who squared himself up and was trying to lift the ball over mid-wicket and do some serious damage to it. But he's missed it, and it's not missed the top of off stump by too far.
Bounced a bit more, I think, than he was expecting.
It's a change of ends for Ali, who his previous two were at the Pavilion end. Who's at the Radcliffe Road end. And this one's down the leg side, and that's a little bit of a help yourself to a single ball. 134 for 2. Hamid goes to 67.
Bagged himself a nice number, hasn't he, Taz Ali, number 10. That's one that's often very much in demand from players up and down the country.
Well, 72% of all professional footballers think they're a number 10.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, he batted at 10, so it's almost fitting.
Yes.
It almost works. Won't be many people in this match bat in the position that's the number of their shirt. In fact, there aren't many opportunities because very few of them are numbered 1 to 11 in this match. It's Lyndon James, but he's not going to bat quite as low as 8 unless there's a night watchman. Zen Malik probably won't bat at 8 either. As Taz Ali in full, played watchfully into the leg side by Clark, and there's no run. So you wouldn't admit to what number you were going to choose earlier. I pressed you on it, and you gave me no comment, really. No comment. Yeah.
I'd be utterly indifferent.
Flicked into the leg side. Bit of a chase for Mosley. They'll come back for 2. Clark to 38, no, to 40, 136 for 2.
I'd have given anything to play for Nottinghamshire. Anything, and you know, put whatever on the back of my shirt. Wouldn't have bothered me in the slightest.
Well, one of the few Nottinghamshire born and bred international cricketers not to have played for the county, you know. So as Ali bowls and he's pushed it defensively into the offside. Most of you listening will be aware that Dave played for Italy.
Yeah, 1992 European Cup, long time ago. Spent best part of 7 years living in Italy, working in Italy, so he qualified on the residency rule.
Forward in defence once more, into the leg side, Clark. And under the name Davide Bracciaghirle. Still remembered fondly in those parts. So I'm going to take a brief breather just to get a report done for
of course.
the 2 stations.
Yeah,
I'll be back with you shortly.
Richard Wilford with us on 5 Sports Extra. A reminder, there's a couple of other games on the different 5 Sports Extra streams on Sports Extra 2. Hampshire versus Surrey, if that's your game of choice. And on Sports Extra 3, the 2 sides scrapping it out towards the nether regions of Division 1. That's Yorkshire, Durham. And of course, all the matches are available via the BBC Sport website and app. You can go on there and click on the match of your choice, which is always a nice thing to do, I find, on the last day when games are finishing. There's Barnard continuing to Hamid. Don't know if he's properly got hold of this. He's going to get 4 runs, so what do I know? But still don't think he hit it as sweetly as some times. It's gone through mid-on and away for 4 very quickly down towards the Pavilion end of the ground and over the ropes. But he has hit them sweeter today, and maybe not as much reward. So Hamid on to 71. Just over half of the runs. That's 140 for 2. Was on the field for every minute of the match at Edgbaston earlier in the season. Carried his bat against the Bears. Barnard bowls, and he'll run this to either a deepish gully, backward point. Take your pick. But yes, at Edgbaston on the field for every minute of the match there. So has very much enjoyed his time against Warwickshire this season. Two first-class hundreds against the Bears. As Hamid will drop this on the offside. Takes a comfortable single, 141 for 2. Hamid on to 72. This is Hamid's 145th first-class match. He's averaging 38 across his career. Of course, a good number of years for Lancashire, and of course he's played in 10 test matches, other matches for various England age groups and whatever at first-class cricket. Next ball on its way. This is pushed into the offside, but for Nottinghamshire, that career average of 38 leaps up to nearly 47. That's ahead of today. This is his 72nd match over 5,000 runs at 47. Best of 247 not out. 12 centuries for Notts. Joined in the COVID year of 2020, season that was reduced to just 5 matches in the Bob Willis Trophy. Succeeded Stephen Mullaney as skipper at the start of last season. There's Joe Clark on strike. Will play a pleasing push through the covers for a single. 142 for 2. As captain last year, just 2 wins for Notts. One against Kent, one against Lancashire. But this year, he'd already bettered that by the end of May. Notts have won 6 of the 13 so far, when he lost the 1 game this season in the Championship up at Durham. We were talking about it earlier with Carl Verena. Barnard in his 11th over bowls, and again Hamid will just drop it out into the offside for another single. Maybe Alex Davis and his bowlers will have a little look at that, because it just seemed like both Clark and Hamid could get off strike as easy as they wanted there, just dropping the bat. And just dropping the ball on the offside, played with soft hands, taking a single whenever they wanted. 143 for 2. Yes, the one match Notts lost. It was a case at tea of when can they shake hands? What's the earliest they can shake hands? But Notts lost 5 wickets straight after tea on the last day, and it left Durham only needing 90 or so from something like 18 overs, and they got there in the last over. So Notts had. There's a quick update for local radio, where Nottinghamshire currently 143 for 2, with Asib Hamid and Joe Clark having added 86 together. Remember, Notts in search of 2 batting bonus points today, which will secure the Division 1 title. Warwickshire made 258, Notts 143 for 2. That one just sprung on me quite quickly, but we got there. 143 for 2. Taz Ali beginning his 4th over, bowling to the Notts captain. First ball was dropped on the leg side. Got a slip and a short leg in there as Ali tosses it up, and again Hamid tries to play an expansive shot, I think through mid-wicket, and managed just to drag it down to long leg for a single. 144 for 2 Nottinghamshire. That's the 46th over of the day. We're hoping to squeeze in 104 if time and in particular light allows. It was gone 6:30 last night when we finished, and the lights were on. It's very gloomy. You struggled to think we might have got another 2 overs in before they'd have had to go off anyway. Clark turns this to mid-wicket. There's no run. 144 for 2. Outbrace Cricket, if you want to get in touch on the old Twittery, X, say hello, or any points you've got for the commentary team. Clark on 41. Taz Ali bowls. Next ball is again just played with soft hands into the gap. They just, I won't say they're milking it, because that gives a general impression that it's that easy. They can play it with the proverbial stick of rhubarb. It's not that easy, but they are being very patient, very watchful, watching the ball onto the face of the bat and just guiding it into spaces which inevitably are there. 145 for 2. Hamid on 74. Ali bowls. This is eased into the offside, and there's no run.
Sorry, Dave, I didn't realise you were here all on your lonesome.
Cup of coffee has just arrived to my right. The cup of coffee's brought Mel Farrell back in alongside 145 for 2. And Richard's just popped to speak to the listeners in the West Midlands. Just having a little bit of a blather to our lovely listeners and viewers as this is pushed back to Taz Alley. End of the over. 145 for 2. Definitely the best conditions of the match so far. Blue sky, a little bit of warm sunshine, and I think the spectators that are certainly awake to our left in the Fox Road stand and the Larwood and Vos might just have to shield their eyes every now and again, but it's not a bad thing in late September in England, is it, to be sat in the sunshine watching cricket?
No, it's certainly not. It's very pleasant today, although I have donned my hoodie, I confess, as we see Ethan Bamber back into the attack. 10 overs bowled so far, 3 maidens.
Richard's back alongside as well, having run to the West Midlands to update his listeners.
Worth noting, incidentally, down at Southampton, Surrey, 29 for 2. I don't know whether you mentioned that, but
no.
They're still 72 behind with 8 wickets to go. Burns and Patel are out.
Here's Bamber. First ball's just driven by Clark up to mid-on. No run.
2 wickets for Brad Wheel.
Scotland's Brad Wheel.
Very much so, yes.
I think he had a game on loan for the Bears a few years back, Brad Wheel.
He's got excellent hair. Brad Wheel.
Yeah, I'm not a great judge of hair. I haven't had much since about 1994.
Bamber over the wicket and it's driven straight and beautifully by Clark. That is not going to be 4 though, because there's it's good effort. 2 dives on the boundary rope, as you can hear the jeering of the crowd wanting it to be called 4, but no, it is not. In the end, it's just 2.
See, when I was on my own in the last over, and Hamid did that, and it went for 4. I did say he didn't hit that one particularly cleanly, and it still went for 4. Clark hit that one beautifully, but the field had just about got there.
The initial reaction of the crowd was an ooh, as if it didn't quite go for 4, and then they start yelling for 4.
They can't see. They can't see, can they, from there?
Well, and if they can only see through one eye.
And they certainly can't overrule the umpires.
No.
Ethan Bamber starts running in from the Stuart Broad end. Bowls to Hamid, who just is forward in defence and presses that one up towards mid-on, and no run again.
I'm sure the Hollies stand would have been more understanding.
What a championship match. I mean, you're only really talking about the one fella in the back at the middle. I don't think you'd have said a dicky bird about it. I think you'd have been very quiet.
And he's up the back of that stand even when the pitch is over the far side and they've got the boundary in, and an awfully long way away as Bamber is in, and that's defended or played late, just pressed out towards a deep point. They'll get through for 1 run.
We're Nottinghamshire now 149 for 2. Asiba Mead is on 75. Joe Clark on 45. And this pair have added 92 for the 3rd wicket.
Bamber runs in, bowls to Clark. Clips that one straight to mid-wicket, no run.
Say the toss often plays a part in matches. I think it was a great toss for Notts to win. With what they wanted to achieve this week, it would have been a tougher morning for them yesterday. Now they've got the best of the batting conditions so far in the match, haven't they? Session 5. It's as warm as it's going to be. It's not baking hot, but it's sunny. No lateral movement.
And here's Bamber. Clark takes a big step forward and to the offside, but in the end just knocks it up to mid-on. No run, and that is the end of the over. Notts 149 for 2. Hamid on 75, Clark on 45.
See, now I'm in a quandary because we all love a bit of Kate Bush. We've got Kate Bush in our ears. I've just asked the studio to turn off the music, and there it goes. We all love a bit of Kate Bush, don't we?
I'm fairly neutral on the subject.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fairly neutral on the
Well,
subject.
that song I can inform our viewers, it was running up that hill.
It
It
was.
had a real resurgence, that song, a few years ago, because it was on Stranger Things,
Yeah.
the series, and kids loving it.
Taz Ali to begin a new over. And he tosses it up outside off stump. Hamid plays it watchfully out into the offside. 149 for 2. Stand of 92 for the third wicket after that double blow for Notts when Slater and McCann were out in quick succession, a wicket each for Booth and Bamber. But these two have brought their experience to the fore. That one's rushed Clark a little bit. That may just have been a googly from Taz Ali. This young leg spinner who's excelled at under-19 level for England. 2 5-wicket hauls in the One Day Cup this year in matches at rugby.
I was there for both of them.
Yeah, well, so if he takes 5 today, it'll be because you're here. No.
Exactly.
This one's driven firmly for 4 by Clark. Taz Ali frustrated that he didn't manage to get down to it, but that was struck very firmly. And the 150 is up for Notts. Hamid, rather, with the boundary. I corrected myself earlier in the over, and then I get it wrong again. It's it had an air of Joe Clark.
It was one of them, yeah.
Yeah, no, it did though, didn't it? It did have an air of that, but the skipper, over half the runs on the board from him, and 79 out of 153. Increasingly fluent innings from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very powerful shot. He's forward again in defence.
You two will have been more observant than I.
I don't think you can describe me as observant, having called the wrong batter 3 times
Well,
this over.
T3:30 today? Was that what came up on the board?
Today it will be 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a 104 over day. That is the time for tea. This is defended back towards the bowler, and then 3:50 resumption with a view to a 6 o'clock finish, where it will always be behind. Fact of life, isn't it? In the Championship, always be behind. Have we ever had 117 overs in a day in the Championship? Because we did. I'll never know. This is clipped off his pads by Hamid for a single through square leg. And they're milking Ali quite nicely at the moment. 154 for 2 at the end of that over. 46 gone, so 146 more runs for Nottinghamshire to take the county championship title. And Dave has been very, very carefully just deflecting the thought quite a bit in the first day and a half. You're trying not to get carried away. You're getting excited, aren't you?
I think I peaked last week, and I think our good friend Mr. Church, Mark Church from BBC Radio London, would testify that I was going off the scale towards the end of that. When Josh Tonkett just kept going and going and going, and then when he got the 2 wickets in and over, and to get them 9 down, and you think Notts are there, and then Laws smashes it for 4 and smashes it for 4 and smashes it for 4, and oh no, this is going to be the ultimate heartbreak. All the emotions in the world last week. I did say yesterday morning, didn't I? I just can't see any way in which Notts won't win the championship now, and I've sort of stuck by that.
Bamber starts a new over. He's in and bowls to Hamid, who defends it straight back to Bamber, no run.
I mean, it became a bit firmer when Surrey had been bowled out for Chips.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, you've just alerted me. You're right that Hamid has scored half the runs. He's a long way off of Bannerman, but it's still impressive nonetheless. You do know what a Bannerman is, don't you? You're looking at me.
Charles Bannerman, first Test centurion.
In comes Bamber, and has he got him? No, so finger went up for the appeal. It went outside the outside edge, and Hamid just goes for a walk to compose himself. They liked that for half a second. Well, yeah, Charles Bannerman, but he holds the record. It's my favourite stat in all of cricket. It's way better than the Bradman average and any of those other things.
Wow, hold on a second. You are now giving yourself a tough act to follow here, right?
Yeah, this is better.
It's way better than Bradman. Okay.
Yeah, than the Bradman stat. In comes Bamber, and that one's just played out in front of point. No run.
So Bradman, by being bowled out for a duck in his final innings, or whatever it was, or for 4, or whatever it was. Ended up with an average of, 99.94?
Yeah.
So you're telling me this is a more spectacular statistic?
It's my favourite. I think it's better. So Charles Bannerman obviously played in the first ever Test match, scored the first run in Test cricket, first century, all sorts of records. As Bamber is in, and that's punched through the covers, beats a diving fielder, and it's going to go all the way for 4. Terrific shot from Hamid. The boundaries he has scored have been particularly pleasing on the eye, and it brings up the 100 partnership between Hamid and Clark. They have been really steadfast in this pursuit of 300. So we've got a few guests. I'm just going to finish that particular thought because I know everyone's hanging before we get to the end of this over. So Charles Bannerman, in that first test, he scored 67.34% as Bamber is in. Let's just chop down into the slips by Hamid. 67.34% of the total innings runs. And in more than 2,000 tests since the first test, no one has ever got a higher percentage of runs in an innings than 67.34%. And I consider that to be my favourite stat, and I hope it is never broken.
It's a great stat. I know when Adam Voges was here, he got into the Australian Test team very, very late on in life as this is cut to backward point. And he started off with a flurry of centuries and not outs. Thanks to Mel and Richard, who've just both voluntarily just stood up because a couple of guys have come in off the street to say hello. We'll bring Richard and Mel back in 10 minutes or so. That's cruel of me to say that because I'm very pleased to say that another couple of Nottinghamshire players have popped in to say hello. We had Carl Verena and Brett Hutton this morning saying hello. Ben Slater, Freddie McCann, welcome to the commentary box. Thanks for coming up. So the two of you having a bit of a wander around the boundary edge, and I guess it's, we've said it before, it's one of the perils of being out there early and then getting out. You've got to spend the rest of the day either finding something to do or watching the cricket or whatever as Taz Ali comes in and bowls and Clark defends. Ben, you were out there, first of all, very watchful, building an innings, got the 50 on for the first wicket. I'm sure you know how close you are to 1,000 runs, so absolutely gutted for you, and I hope you get another chance in the second innings.
Yeah, I'm not happy because apparently Carl Verena was slagging me off, so...
Ball from Taz Ali stroked away majestically by Clark.
So yeah, I'm hoping to be on commentary when he gets out there, or touch wood not, but yeah, a couple of lads have told me he's not very complimentary about my dismissal, so yeah, I've been having a few words with him downstairs.
He's a character, isn't he?
Is he? I don't think he had that much about him, to be honest. But
he was an absolute joy to spend some time with this morning. Here's Taz Ali in again and bowls, and this is pushed into the offside, and there's a single for Joe Clark, and that takes him to 50. Joe Clark, great record against the Bears, as we've been hearing. He's accelerated after lunch, reaches his half century from 78 balls with 6 fours. Not quite been the season he would have hoped, but generally somebody you can rely on. Just when the chips are down, you need somebody to go out there and build innings with the skipper. Is Taz Ali in again to Hamid, has played some lovely shots today, but none better than that as he caresses it through the offside for 4. Ben, you've been here a number of times. Freddie, great to see you. Thanks for coming up, fella.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely to see you. What a season. What a season you've had. 20 years of age. It doesn't always happen like this, as Ben will tell you.
Yeah, it's a very exciting period of time. First full season, really. Yeah, hopefully we can top it off with a win. 167 for 2. This is Freddie McCann, the boy who can catch pigeons at second slip. As Taz Ali bowls. This is whipped away on the leg side. I know it's only a little bit of fun, but it enables me to keep saying, if anyone can, Freddie McCann, which has got a nice little ring to it. Disappointed to see you get out
cheaply today. Spectacular sight, stumps exploding everywhere. I suppose it's only fair for Bamber because he got one yesterday from Mo Abbas, didn't he?
Yeah. Not ideal, but can't always succeed, can you? Or can't always succeed.
What do you make of the match situation? 169 for 2 as Taz Ali bowls and defended by the skipper.
Yeah, hopefully these two boys can put us in a really strong position, get us up to a few more bonus points, and yeah, hopefully we can have a bowl at them hopefully tomorrow and get them all out.
I sense quite rightly that you guys think this is a game of cricket that we're here to win. The side issue will take care of itself, but you want to win this game.
Yeah, obviously I think we always want to win every game. We're not looking too far ahead, we're not thinking about the championship, we're just playing it by ear, just keeping everything level, and whatever happens, happens.
That's the voice of Freddie McCann, Nottinghamshire's off-spinner in this game.
Wise words from a young man, that, Dave.
Off-spinner as well.
I thought he was talking about me.
Well, I was just going to say he's getting a bowl ahead of you now. How do you feel about that?
Disgraceful. Saying yesterday I was once on the pecking order, at least I was quite low down, but now I'm not even the pecking order at all, so it's a pretty low point in my bowling career.
You've cemented your name in Nottinghamshire history with that catch last week. This has pushed a backward point. Got to talk about last week. What a week. What a game. The intensity that's the word I keep describing. Carl Verena this morning said outside Test cricket he's never experienced a game like it.
Yeah, well, I think just how it ebbed and flowed all the way through. It's the best game I've ever played in, really.
Here comes Bamber, balls to Joe Clark, again just getting forward out of his crease, inches his way down towards the bowler and then pushes it in the gap for a single.
Especially not playing much short form. Obviously we had quite a decent crowd in down there, but yeah, that sort of feeling at the end, I think that's as close as I'll ever get to scoring at the Cop End at Chesterfield. So yeah, it was a bit of only time I've had an out of body experience and lost myself, really. So yeah, it was a great game.
Hamid's on 90, he's on strike now and pushes it into the offside. And did you have time to think when the ball was in the air hit by Tom Laws, if I catch this, we've won? Or did it come to you just too quickly?
It's the first chance I've had all year in this. The ball's not come to me in the air all year. So all the way through that game, I kept telling myself, you're going to get a chance, because it's going to have to end at some point. So I just made sure I was concentrating the whole game, really.
170 for 2. This is pushed into the offside. So you're on the deep cover boundary, hoping, well, but probably not expecting a catch. Josh Tong's bowling rockets. Freddie, you're at second slip. I guess every single ball you're expecting that nick.
Yeah, always in the slip chord, and you're always expecting it. It's one of the challenges, I feel, being at slip all the time. You're always on, always expecting a catch, and yeah, not always easy.
170 for 2. Bamber comes in. We're in the 51st innings. There's going to be runs here for Hamid, and there's plenty on that ball as it makes its way over the rope and goes for 4 more. The captain has been on the field for every minute against Warwickshire this season, and that includes the 3.5 days at Edgbaston where he carried his bat, was there not out in the second.
How many did he get there?
He got 138 not out, carried his bat in that one. And then obviously he's still not out in this one. Bears haven't got him off the field, let alone got him out.
It's difficult when he gets once he gets himself in and he gets past a certain amount of balls, and obviously I think this afternoon it looks like the pitch has dried out a little bit. He's hard to.
Next delivery is well, it goes. I was going to say through to the keeper. It was very nearly 5 for Notts because it got through Alex Davies' gloves. Did it clip? No, just signalled as a bye. 175 for 2. It's close to clipping their helmet there, wasn't it? We've got Nottinghamshire's 2 lefties with us, Freddie McCann and Ben Slater here, watching on as Notts move into a stronger position in this game, and of course 2 points away from the county championship.
Is it?
It is. Spoke this morning, obviously, to Kyle. Spoke to Brett, who's been in the game like yourself for a few years. Did you ever think this sort of scenario would come around in your career?
Probably not, Dave, no, if I'm honest. Spent most of my career losing, so I'd probably never had this on the radar. So first half of it at Derby, and then first couple of years here didn't go to plan. So, but unlike these young lads now, come in and they don't know anything else other than winning.
There's Rob Yates, bowled one over before lunch for a single. Bowls, and this is deflected down the leg side by Hamid. He'll get a single, although is Michael Gough going to tap his knee? No, it's just a bye. So a bit of turn there from Rob Yates. Yeah, I think last year they not stayed up. They were 8th out of 10, just the 2 wins against the 2 relegated sides, and at the start of the season, well, need to do better than that. Was sort of my take on where they needed to go this season as this has played out onto the leg side. But on media day, I remember now Peter Moore saying this is no longer a side that's in transition. This is a side where they've all had enough cricket to know what they're doing, and this year I expect us to challenge. And yeah, okay, Pete, thanks for nice quote, nice interview. But I remembered that his approach to the season was slightly different to last year, where he was talking about being in transition, number of youngsters, Farhan and Freddie coming into the side as the next one's pushed into the offside. But he said no, they've all had enough cricket now.
Yeah, and I remember saying last year I didn't think it was that. I know we just stayed up or what have you, but I didn't think it was that bad a year as people were making out. Yeah, we finished 8th, but I think we had lads stepping up and performing.
Yates bowls now and driven into the offside
throughout the year, and if we didn't have the rain at Worcester, we wouldn't have been in a relegation battle. We'd have probably finished sixth or something like that. So I remember saying I didn't think it was that bad. We had Hass and Clarkey scored 1,000 runs, and I think last year we just got unlucky with injuries to bowlers, and we know what bowling does in the County Championship. That's what sort of wins you the games, especially with the wickets that we sort of tend to play on here.
Yates to Clark, who's on 52. This pair have added 121. Firm push to mid-on. And of course, a lot of the reason for optimism, I'm sure, that the head coach had, and certainly a lot of the spectators, was the fact that towards the back end of last September, Farhan Ahmed and you, Freddie, came into the side. Farhan with, 10 wickets on debut against Surrey. You with 50-odd against Durham in your first match, century in the next. This has played up to mid-on. So the winter can't have gone quick enough for you last year.
Yeah, first season, getting that experience, 5 games I think it was. Wasn't expecting it when I first signed in November. Yeah, everything. I didn't really have time to think about it all really. You just get on with it and things happen and you just adapt to it all.
Have you got winter plans, anything concrete? Or are you hoping for this or this, or is there something concrete?
No, I think I'll be staying here for the winter, get a nice stay with Ben for the 6 months. Should be lovely.
Watching Chesterfield.
Nah, couldn't pay me to go watch them.
It's not very nice.
178 for 2. Ben Slater and Freddie McCann with us watching on as Seba Mead. He's on 95. The Nottinghamshire captain just played another beautiful innings. Faces Bamber now, pushes this one into the offside. I don't imagine the chats between overs are too long, Ben, but what's he like when he's in the zone? Yeah,
to be fair, this year it's probably been a little bit more than usual, really, but usually it's not much. It's only little bits and bobs, maybe what the bowler's doing, and yeah, he's got his own routine, and it works for him. So
Bamber bowls, he'll whip this one away. There's a fielder out there at deep backward square for a single.
There's been a little bit more from him this year, but I'm used to it, and it's sort of just how it is between us out in the middle, really.
You've opened with him more than 100 times now. That's a phenomenal record, and certainly in terms of consistency as well. There was obviously Chris Broad and Tim Robinson back in the day, but No other Nottinghamshire partnerships in recent times have approached that. 179 for 2. This is pushed into the offside. There's no run. Mr. Lord has been in touch. Hi, Dave. Could you ask Ben what Lyndon did to deserve a right hook from him in the last game? Clark's on 52. This ball is through to the keeper with the outside edge. Joe Clark just trying to dab it away, I think, trying to run it down towards third, and he's feathered it through to the keeper. And Warwickshire have got their third wicket, a bowling point. Notts lose Joe Clark after that partnership of 122. 179 for 3. Clark caught Davis, bowled Bamber 52. That's a bit of a blow, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is when you lose a wicket, and those two were going nicely there. So it's a shame. But yeah, hopefully Jack and Haas can build another partnership now.
So what happened there? Did you run into Lyndon accidentally or something?
Yes. Well, I looked up and Lyndon was running towards me, and I just thought he was going to high-five me, and he wasn't. He was
going in for the hug, wasn't he?
Going in for the hug. So I
was that in the wicket celebration at the end.
So then I've obviously gone for the high-five, smacked him in the face, and he fell over. So yeah. And as he was running towards me, I saw Tongi run off. So I was like, I'm going after him. Give him the high-five, missed, smacked him in the face, and he ended up on the deck. So. But he can't have been down that long, because I've watched the video back, and he was back in the huddle in a heartbeat. I think it's the quickest he'd ever run.
Just a great moment, wasn't it? A great moment in Nottinghamshire cricket. That'll live with everybody who was there or watching or listening, hopefully. Here comes Jack Haynes. 4 first-class hundreds for Jack Haynes this season. Another in the Metro Bank. The fellow who couldn't convert last year just can't stop converting this year.
No, I think that's the way it goes sometimes. Probably don't want to get too caught up on that sort of thing. Obviously, know how good a player he is, and he's shown that last year. And yeah, you just need a little bit of luck here and there to turn the 50s into 100s, I think.
Nice moment for him yesterday, getting his county cap along with Dylan and Liam.
Yeah, obviously such a special moment for all three of them.
Were you guys aware? I know they all say they weren't until they saw their families. Were you aware something was in the offing?
Only I saw Mick with a couple of caps in his hand just before, so up until then I didn't know.
It's a nice moment, isn't it, for any player?
Yeah. Especially with all the families as well. Obviously girlfriends there as well, and then mum and dads.
Yours can't be too far away, Freddie.
No, a few more years.
179 for 3. Ethan Bamber then with 2 for 40. Balls to Jack Haynes, and first ball's played onto the leg side. There's no run. 179 for 3. So as a match, where do you need to be? Or at least 100 in front, first innings?
I think any lead. Any lead that we can get. So I think will be crucial. And then just try and go as far past as we can really. But first get as close to them as we can, and then build from there, I think.
Bamber to Haynes, passed on by Sag as he comes, and there's another one. It's 2 in the over, and Jack has thrown his head back, stands there. He'll have to go. Certainly Bears both in front and behind the wicket heard something, and so did the umpire. He raised his finger, and is that just disappointment from Jack Haynes, or does he? He's giving the look that maybe you sometimes get from a player when perhaps they feel they've perhaps not quite had the rub of the green there, but you guys will find out, I'm sure, when you go back and speak to him. There's a lot of disappointment there, and whatever the reason for that disappointment will become evident later on. But the Bears celebrated another wicket, and Notts have suddenly found themselves going from 179 for 2 to 179 for 4, and Carl Verena, the man who was up here this morning saying he would get the 300th run, is now out there a lot earlier than he predicted.
Well, I hope he does. He's obviously a very good player, great record.
Just in a replay, it's very, very difficult, isn't it, in this day and age, without the old snicko to know, isn't it? You can only look at a player's reactions. You look at the Warwickshire team, they're 100% confident. You look at Jack, he's disappointed.
I would suggest by his reaction, Dave, that he's not at that.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out for him.
Yeah.
So here is Kyle Verena coming out at number 6, still the engine room of Lyndon James and Liam Patterson-White, who certainly got Notts into that position last week with that stand of 91, and then Brett Hutton, the man who Surrey couldn't get out last week, he's still to come. 70 odd runs last week, didn't he, Brett? They were really, really important contributions. Sometimes things like that get lost in all the fog of everything else that happens, but Brett's 40 odd and 30 odd were pivotal last week.
Yeah, he was batting like Ricky Ponting last week,
wasn't he? Yeah.
on the pull shot.
Yeah.
So here's Verena. Bamber's come to the end of that over. 2 wickets in it, 14 overs, 3 maidens, 3 for 40. Nottinghamshire 179 for 4. That's Freddie, what he was doing. What are you doing? Any plans? Some well-deserved time off, a little bit of a break?
Yes, and expecting my first child, so Mrs. pregnant, so I've got all that to come in November. So from what I've been told, a lot of sleepless nights, Dave, so I don't think I'll be going anywhere, mate, to be honest.
Be a great moment for you.
Yeah.
Great moment.
About time I grew up, 34 years old.
There's Rob Yates pulling to a mead, and really important that he sticks around now. This is pushed back to the bowler. 179 for 4. Sun is out. This is turned on to the leg side. An important cry of weight early on there, because that was nicely fielded at mid-wicket. There's no run. 179 for 4 Notts. In the 54th over, we are tea is at 3:30 today, isn't it? So 55 or so minutes to go until tea. And Amid has got this through the offside now. Lovely looking shot. It's not going to reach the boundary rope. He'll have to settle for a couple, taking him on to 98. He's got 2 centuries already this season. The Notts captain, Asib Amid. Yates into him, he's on 98, and he's hit this down the ground. Fielder at deepish mid-on. Makes the stop. Can't quite see, can you, because of the overhang of the TV gantry. Just had to make sure that there was a fielder down here. Otherwise, the Notts captain would have been on to 3 figures. 99 not out of 182 for 4. Lunch was taken at 100 for 2. Since then, Joe Clark and Jack Haynes have fallen. New man is Verena, and in they come from the deep. Surrounding him. Started the season with the century. In fact, he started the season in South Africa. Couldn't play against Durham. He was watching it rain for Western Province. This is dropped on the leg side. Second match he began with a century against Essex. Can he end the season with some really useful runs here? 182 for 4. Rob Yates tosses it up, and Verena drills it to mid-off, and there's no run. End of the over. 182 for 4. Verena yet to score. Amid 99. Great
Very
position
dramatic,
to be
that, Dave.
Yeah.
Great position to be in, isn't it?
As a batsman?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I wish I was on 99 now, Dave, to be honest, yeah. Rather than sat here with you, no offence.
Well, exactly. None taken. Totally understand. He's got his shirt number out there as well. Talked about Freddie's shirt number this morning, and amongst the many, many things I get wrong on a daily basis. I always thought there was a bit of a Lewis Hamilton thing about his 44, but it assures me it's more of a Michael Lum -1.
Yeah.
That's right, wasn't it?
Yeah, I grew up watching Lummy.
Not me.
No, I wasn't a Derby fan back in the day. Yeah, I grew up watching Lummy. 45 was my club number for Papawick, still is. but obviously Linden was 45, then obviously got given 8, but I didn't want to go 45, so I thought I'd just knock one down, go 44. Nothing special really, just
Your own legacy, mate, eh?
hopefully.
So Mead is on 99. The field understandably being brought in on the one just to try and keep him quiet, so there is the possibility that he can force it through the gap and reach the ropes. Here's Ethan Bamber. Mead on 99 just pushes this to cover, and there's no run, and then he sets off on that customary little walk, 3 or 4 paces towards the square leg umpire, and he'll turn and come back, and he'll be ready by the time Ethan Bamber is loaded again with the ball at the top of his mark. Just one slip. Rob Yates has a little chat, Yates, with the Bears captain and wicketkeeper Alex Davis, and they both go down as Bamber bowls to a Mead, comes down the track, turns it to mid-wicket, and Verena was doing his bit there, wasn't he? He was 2 or 3 yards down backing up, but he's sent back.
Yeah, he's not the quickest, Kyle, so it's a bit of a mismatch here in terms
about
of
to say that.
in terms of running speed. So
One of the quickest and one of the slowest, isn't it?
yeah.
So
182 for 4. Bamber passed umpire Saggers, bowls to Hamid, and he'll drop this on the leg side, and he'll go for a single, and a direct hit he'd have been out, but he gets home. Now another opportunity for a run out is squandered, and Hamid, in a heap at the far end of the ground, can celebrate his 19th first-class 100, his 13th for Notts, his 3rd against the Bears, and his 6th here on this historic ground. A wonderful, wonderful captain's knock from Asiba Mead. 161 balls, 15 fours, been at the crease for 3.5 hours. Well battered, Skip.
Can't believe what I just witnessed there. Oh my word.
could have been commentator's curse on the running speed there. Crikey.
That's remarkable.
Hit it straight to mid-wicket and went, and for all the world, he knew it was a dicey run, but it wouldn't have been in the frame, would it, had it been a direct hit?
Yeah, both stood it. Yeah, both stood it.
183 for 4. Next ball, ooh, and a play and a miss from Verena. What do you make of it, Freddie?
I go to a lie down, David.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
After that, a dark room somewhere.
I'm sure down below there, they've all been out on the balcony cheering on in your makeshift home downstairs, which has been a really lucky talisman of a sort, hasn't it, downstairs this year?
Yeah, I actually really enjoy it down there. Get a
nice.
bit more space.
Mead 100, not out. Verena on strike, yet to score. Here comes Bamber. This is pushed into the offside, and there's no run. One more ball, guys, and then we'll get Mel and Richard back in. Thanks ever so much for the time that you give us generously with your time at the end of matches and at the end of the day, and thanks ever so much for all the pleasure you've given all the supporters. Certainly this season, it's been a terrific year from Nottinghamshire. I hope you both enjoy the celebrations, because it is going to happen. Just take it all in, Freddie.
Dave,
yeah,
come on.
Touch wood here.
Well, it is going to
Let's not
happen.
speak too soon.
183 for 4. Next ball is pushed by Verena, and the bowler Fields. You're not superstitious, you two, not to that extent. There is no way from this situation, believe me. Believe your Uncle Dave.
On that note, me and Freddie are off, Dave.
Again, many, many thanks, Ben Slater. Good luck in the second innings. Freddie, good luck in the second innings. And as I say, we'll see you at the end of the game. Enjoy your celebrations.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Two lovely lads joining us in the commentary box. Another tremendous cricketer out in the middle. Asiba Mead, his wagon wheel is up on the board. 100 runs from 181 balls, 15 fours, 183 for 4. And Nottinghamshire are 75 runs behind the Bears, 183 for 4. I feel like at every opportunity must apologise to Warwickshire supporters, Bears fans listening and watching, because understandably this week been a little bit of focus on Notts, and I know one or two of the players have sort of from time to time said they'd pop up and say hello, and obviously they're just downstairs below us. It's a good opportunity to come and say hello, and I get a little bit of a better view actually in our room as Hamid hits this down the ground. 184 for 4. Welcome back, Mel. Again, two lovely fellas.
Yeah, I tell you what, they were sweating bullets then when Hamid got to his 100. Unbelievable. They were both at the other end.
Yeah.
If I'd gone for the other end, Warwickshire, then they would have had a wicket.
Yates bowls, Verena turns it to leg. He's still looking for his first run. 184 for 4.
One thing for Warwickshire fans, Ethan Bamber's bowled really well.
Superbly.
He really has not given up the ghost at all.
Yates in again. Verena late down on this one, but all's well that ends well.
And of course, at those last couple of wickets, it does mean that Warwickshire have picked up one bowling point so far as well.
Nice combination, this Bamber and Yates, and this is deflected by Verena behind the square leg umpire for a single. So he's off the mark. 185 for 4. Richard's back alongside as well. Thanks, Rich.
I enjoyed the kamikaze 100th run.
Crikey me.
It was. That's what I just said. Warwickshire had gone for the other end. It was an easy wicket.
Yeah.
Verena just didn't take off at all until after Hamid had dived.
There's Yates tossed up, and Hamid mistimes this really. He'll get another single down the ground. 186 for 4. It's out of character really, because he's sort of a low risk sort of fella, but he hit it straight to mid wicket and went, and there was never a run on. But anyway, he got there. This one's turned to leg for a single, for a dot ball to end the over. Dave Bracegirdle alongside Richard Wilford and Mel Farrell on a lovely sunny afternoon now at Trent Bridge, where Notts are 186 for 4.
Mr. Howells is threatening to pop in and join us for a stint after the 3 o'clock news today.
That would be superb. From Kev, not seen him since about 9 o'clock. Sadly,
he's been very, very busy.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah. I don't know what he's got planned for the T until there'll be something. He'll have something up his sleeve for the T. I imagine there'll just be constant cricket today, won't there?
Yeah, he likes it when they sort of staggered a little bit.
Yeah.
And so do the listeners, to be fair. It is nice when you can just go round the grounds, hear some different voices, just get the flavour of what's happening here, there and everywhere.
Well, it's like you and I, we have a shared love of the NFL. And it's like on Red Zone when you're going from game to game, and again, different commentary crews, wherever they might be. Yeah. Go on, Mel, fire away.
All right, it's me then. Bamber, Ethan, runs in, bowls. That's played late. He'll get a single as the ball makes its way down to deep third.
Yes, we're going on holiday together, aren't we? Well, not quite
You
together.
two?
Yes.
Well,
There's news.
We are watching the same NFL game later this year. And it happens not to be in the UK. And I sense that the coincidence might have existed because I know he's a Miami Dolphins supporter and they're playing in this particular game.
As Bamber runs in, bowls to Verena, who drives nicely, but only as far as mid-off.
It's not quite like I don't know if it's 2015 or 2016, when myself, Kevin James, who does the Hampshire commentaries, Scott Reed, who does the Lancashire commentaries, all met up accidentally, unbeknown to each other, at the Portuguese Open in Villamora.
Oh, God.
What are you doing here?
It sounds like the in-betweeners. Shocking. I can only imagine what that would have been like.
Messy.
Verena waits as in comes Bamber, clips that one up to mid-wicket where it's misfielded. It's a bit of a nasty blow.
Yeah, Tazali doesn't know what hurts more, his fingertip or his knee.
Or missing the run out in the last over. It was him, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. So I'm not saying where we might be meeting for this NFL game, but there may be some tapas. and we may visit the Prado Museum, the art gallery.
Boys on tour. You two. I wouldn't like to see you let loose. Gilchrist is warming up, by the way, as Bamber is in, driven straight, gets past Bamber, and Gilchrist moves across from mid-off to prevent it going any further. Yeah, God, you lads living at large, dancing on tables, necking lager, all sorts.
Oh, yes.
Hold on. Would I be necking lager?
Now, that's true. Sorry, that is...
that's an affront.
Yeah, it would be necking a real ale. Here comes Bambar, short, swished away by Verena, but the cut only goes as far as point.
Rest assured, I have booked a room in a hostel in Madrid that is 25 yards away from a specialist craft ale bar.
I was just going to say, can you get those in Madrid?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Do your research.
Well, no, because I'm the one that would be necking the lager.
No.
Oh, you've done your research, yeah.
All I'll say is drink responsibly, kids. As Bambar is in, it's a full ball, defended by Verena, back to Bambar. And that will finish off his over. At 187 for 4, Hamid on 103, got to his century in a rather exciting fashion, and Verena on 1.
Oh, Steve Crawley sent me a message on X, the artist formerly known as Prince. No, Twitter. And saying, when Hamid gets to 100, will you give us a Boston? And to which the answer is no. Just to make that quite clear, no. So I've just settled that.
I was right. Nathan Gilchrist is coming back into the attack, bowling from the Radcliffe Road Enders. He's bowled from this end the entire time, hasn't he?
The two quicker bowlers, Booth and Gilchrist, have bowled from this end. The two who probably get a little bit more natural movement laterally, Bamber and Barnard, have both bowled from the pavilion end.
What is that Boston all about? I mean, it means that's good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's Boston.
What's our Boston? I'm really lost. I'm lost in Boston.
That's been a Boston innings from Steve Hamid, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What's a Boston?
It's not a noun.
I don't know. I thought it was a city in the US.
That's Boston. This is an adjectival club. You have lived in the West Midlands long enough, surely, to have heard the word Boston. In the same way that you know that all major roads take the definite article.
Well, that's mostly the Hagley Road.
The Bristol Road, the Pershore Road,
the Hagley
and most supermarkets also require both the and an S. So the Asda's, the Tesco's. You know these rules. The rules of Birmingham.
Never heard of Boston.
Well, it's absolutely Boston. So, yeah. Anyway, Gilchrist looked like he was going to bowl, and he's ended up not bowling. Michael Booth's bowling.
What's happened there?
Well,
I've just looked up and done a double take.
Yeah, well, that's the exact question that Kevin Howells just stuck his head in and said, what happened there? And I said, why? He said, well, Gilchrist was going to bowl, and then they suddenly decided he wasn't and have put Booth on. So
Well, Gilchrist was warming up for about 3 overs before then.
He hasn't been off the pitch, has he? Has he been off the pitch and he isn't quite ready, or hasn't reached the official time? I didn't see the umpires intervene, did they?
Well, I don't know, because I was asking you about Boston.
Well, there is that. Booth in to bowl, and Hamid is sturdily in behind it, defends it out into the covers. There's no run. 187 for 4. In the match situation, Notts trail by 71. In the championship situation, they require 113. And we've still got probably 10 overs before tea. So by then they might be down to needing about 75, 80. What is it, £7 in at tea?
Yeah.
£7 in at tea to see Notts become the champions, anybody? Fancy that much? Be alright, wouldn't it? Full delivery from Booth, that he's hit with only the inside half of the bat there, Hamid. Towards mid-on, it's intercepted by Zen Malik running across from mid-wicket. 187 for 4.
You're doing a fine job on behalf of the Trent Bridge Stories board there.
It was all right, wasn't it? That was good, that was. I could have been honest. Look, it's a lovely place to watch cricket anyway.
Sure, is that more people have definitely come in.
Yeah. And most of them haven't fallen into the trap of going into the William Perry stand, as I'm now going to call it. As Booth bowls, pushing forward out to the offside is Hamid. You got that, didn't you?
The fridge.
The fridge. William the Refrigerator Perry. Yeah, he was a big defensive back for the. Actually, he was a defensive lineman for the Chicago Bears. Yep. But he'd come in at offence as a heavy-duty running back every now and then. Yep. In the golden era of the mid-80s Chicago team. There you go. It's all gone very NFL. Mel, do you like that?
I'm still trying to work out Boston.
Boston there. Booth, back of a length, trying to cut it through point is Hamid. It's a good stop. Deflection by Young, and then picked up for him by Mosley. Remains 187 for 4. means it's a black country word meaning sort of great, fantastic. It's Boston.
Ah. Well, see, I'm not officially in the Black Country, am I, in Edgbaston?
Them orange chips is Boston, sort of thing. Orange chips being a very Black Country thing as well. As loved by Davina Perrin, actually. Again, back of a length, defended to point. And there's no run. Davina Perrin, the Warwickshire batter, and absolute shoe-in future England batter.
Yeah.
Is a very proud Wolfrunian. And she is very partial to an orange chip.
What's an orange chip?
It's a sort of chip with a bit of batter. They are orange. Chips in batter. It's a very...
All chips are in batter.
And you know what a Wolfrunian is?
No.
Somebody from Wolverhampton.
Okay, but hang on. But all chips are in batter.
No, they're not. It's just potato. The fish comes in batter. We're in the Black Country. They do chips with batter. They do orange chips.
Right. I'm so confused right now.
Honestly, I just sometimes like to demonstrate the cultural differences between people from countries with different versions of the English language. Dave will regale us with a series of things that only Robin of Locksley would have understood.
Well, when you started talking about an orange chip, I thought that might just be chips that you would buy in my hometown of Orange. Oh, yeah. Sorry, have I not mentioned that today?
Not today yet.
Well, there you go. Thought I'd get through a whole day, but I haven't.
Yeah.
You're not missing any cricket, dear listener.
Although it's recently been renamed EE.
Oh dear. Rob Yates has got a change of ends, so he's going to come in from the Stuart Broad end. He's been bowling at the other end, and we're kind of not really sure what's going on at the moment. So we've changed, and we've had Michael Booth coming in from the Radcliffe Road end. Rob Yates, who was bowling from that end, is now replacing Ethan Bamber. He's in now over the wicket, and it's played off the back foot by Verena out towards point.
And credit to Ethan Bamber. It wasn't a long spell, but it's a great spell. He's got through quite a lot of bowling today, and he deserved more reward in the morning session. He got it with those 2 wickets in 3 balls this afternoon.
Terrific. There's a short leg and a slip in for Verena. It's Yates over the wicket, goes for the reverse sweep, picks out the fielder at backward point, moving across.
That's one of his hockey shots, isn't it?
Yeah, the hockey shots. Hockey that led to the broken hand and the metal plates inside, as revealed up here earlier. Here's Yates. He pulls his length back on this occasion, but Verena doesn't get hold of it. The ball just rolls out to the leg side. No run.
Did he reveal whether the damage was done by a hockey ball or a hockey stick?
No.
So a whack with a hockey stick is bad news.
Maybe that's why he's a good keeper, though, because his hand's so hard when the ball comes at him hard. But he's literally iron fist. Here is the next delivery. Leg stump and played into mid-wicket by Verena.
Still playing Jenga at the far end with the crane.
Yeah, there's another one taken up. Yates bowls, tosses this one up, and it's flicked nicely up to wide mid-on by Verena. They'll take the single. Although I think we should be calling it reverse Jenga, because they are putting the poles in rather than pulling them out.
As if it turns into a game of Kaplunk, you're in trouble.
Yes.
I don't know Kaplunk. I wasn't an only child, but I'm much younger than my brothers and sisters, so I didn't get to play games with other kids.
Ah.
Oh, we're back on to no Christmas presents, aren't we? Right. So they've just brought in a short straight mid-on, standing about a metre off the cut strip as Yates bowls, and Hamid presses forward. Ball goes out to point, and that'll be a dot ball to finish. Just the 1 run coming from Yates over. Knots 188 for 4 now. Hamid on 103 and Verena on 2. Partnership of 9, just another little rebuild that's happening since the departure of Haynes, Clark before him, Bamber chiming in with 2 quick wickets in what really has been a terrific effort from him. And it's not that Warwickshire have not bowled well at all. It's just been a really good contest, I think, this match.
Very much so. 3 catches for Alex Davis in the innings so far. The 4 wickets to go down. Freddie McCann, who was with us 20 minutes or so ago, clean bowl by Ethan Bamber, lost his middle pole. Going to be Michael Booth to take us up to the 3 o'clock news. Richard has just gone to speak to the listeners in the West Midlands. Here is Booth then. Ground bathed in sunshine as it has been for most of the day, and bowls to Verena on the front foot. The South African helps this up to mid-off, and there's no run. Verena on to 2, 188 for 4.
It really is a lovely autumn day here. So if you are in the area, do pop down. £7. I reckon that will be pretty worth it. They're on track. They've got to get. I had to get around about 100 runs a session.
Booth bowls, Verena keeps it out. Yeah, they're 100 for 2 at lunch from 34 overs. They're now 188 for 4 in the 60th. For an hour to go until tea.
Yeah, so they are right on track. Barring losing 6 wickets, of course.
Just wondering how loud the 200 cheer will be as and when it comes up.
I reckon it a few decibels bigger than it was for the 100.
Assuming it comes up, might be one of relief if they've lost a few wickets between now and then, as Verena again pushes into the offside. Hamid's hardly faced the ball, has he, since he reached 3 figures?
Yeah, Verena at the moment 2 from 22.